Wife plays victim after beating up husband and trashing house. Watch as a shocking domestic dispute unfolds. A wife's anger gets the best of her as she physically assaults her husband and trashes their home. But what's even more astonishing is her reaction afterwards, playing the victim and trying to turn the tables on her husband. You won't believe the audacity. This intense and dramatic video will leave you speechless. Get ready to witness the unexpected. Join me as I dive into this wild situation where my wife plays the victim after going off on me and destroying our house. Can I keep my cool and resolve this drama? Domestic disputes are a sad reality for many, but what happens when the roles are reversed and the aggressor becomes the victim? That's what we're about to explore today. Get comfortable and buckle up, folks, because this is going to be a wild ride. The events leading up to this confrontation were nothing short of chaotic. My wife and I had been arguing for weeks, and the tension in the house was palpable. It was like walking on eggshells, never knowing when the next explosion would happen. And then it did. The shouting turned to screaming, the screaming turned to pushing, and before I knew it, she was hitting me and trashing our home. I was left stunned, bleeding, and wondering what I had done to deserve this. The aftermath was just as intense. I was trying to calm her down, but she was having none of it. She was furious, and I was the target of her rage. I've never seen her like that before, and it was terrifying. The worst part was she seemed to enjoy the power trip, like she was feeding off my fear. As the situation escalated, I couldn't help but think about the emotional toll this was taking on both of us. We were supposed to be a team, supporting each other through thick and thin, but in that moment, we were enemies. The thought of what our relationship had become was heart-wrenching. How did we get to this point? Looking back, there were warning signs, subtle hints that something was wrong. She had become increasingly irritable, and I had brushed it off as stress or hormones. But deep down, I knew something was amiss. There were arguments about nothing, doors slamming, and the constant feeling of walking on eggshells. I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. Our relationship has always been passionate, but this was different. This was intense, like a powder keg waiting to be ignited. And when it was, all hell broke loose. I thought I knew my wife, but in that moment, I realized I didn't know her at all. As we delved deeper into the background of our relationship, it's clear that there were underlying issues that led to this explosion. The signs were there, but I chose to ignore them. I was too caught up in being the peacekeeper, the one who didn't want to rock the boat. But sometimes you have to confront the elephant in the room, no matter how uncomfortable it is. The pivotal moment of the altercation was when she smashed a vase on the floor, and I thought, this is it. This is the end. The intensity was suffocating, and I was trapped in a nightmare. I didn't know how to escape, how to make it stop, but then something clicked, and I realized I had a choice. I could let her continue to manipulate me, or I could stand up for myself. In the end, the situation resolved itself, but not without its scars. The aftermath was tough, with both of us trying to pick up the pieces and make sense of what happened. The irony is that my wife played the victim, claiming I had attacked her, when in reality, she was the aggressor. It was a mind-blowing twist, and one that left me reeling. Recap. It's been a wild ride, folks, but the reality is that domestic disputes can be messy, complicated, and downright scary. But the question remains, what do you do when the roles are reversed and the aggressor becomes the victim? Thanks for watching, guys. If you've been through something similar, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other videos discussing similar themes. And let's keep the conversation going.